This is nerve-wracking. Do I even remember how to film? I always say this, I never get time to do filming anymore, so it's going to be the same every time. I get the odd occasional hour where I'm not falling asleep. And this is that hour, and I am falling asleep, but I am in the mood to do something a bit different. Today, I've decided to rank all of my Diors, all my Maison Diors. I've collected a fair few, and I'm surprised I didn't have one of my Diors in my top 10 list. I look back at that list and I think I should have had a Dior in there, but it's reflective of the season, and most of my Diors, the majority of my Diors are very summer appropriate. Most of them are watery florals. Yeah, so, but looking back, I do think perhaps I should have had my favourite Dior in that list. So I'm gonna honour my Diors. I'm going to try and rank all my Diors today. I do have 9 Diors, so someone has to go at the end or at the bottom. The reason I love these Maison Dior so much is because I find them so versatile. The majority, certainly the ones that I've got, are very easy to wear. Then there's nothing too occasional, if you know what I mean. There's nothing too dominating or too powerful. They're all easy, they're enjoyable, they're all versatile, and they're just nice to wear. Of all 9 of my Diors, only one of them was bought from retail at full price. Only one of them, because they are very expensive. I think the price has just gone up again. And generally, there's always someone selling a bottle on eBay, generally, which is fantastic. And the majority are from eBay. So diving straight into the perfume that's at 9th place. I feel bad having it in the bottom, but it's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, it is beautiful. I love it, but it's the one I've worn the least, and it's the one I'm least excited about, even though I do really enjoy this scent. It's one of my more recent ones, so it's one of the newer releases actually. So it's the Vanilla Diorama, and this is the one I believe they came out with to replace their discontinued Feve Delicieus, and it does definitely sit on the same page as Feve Delicieus. So there's actually a dessert called a Vanilla Diorama. I can't remember what it is. I have absolutely no notes prepared. I have no time. I've had no time to prepare for this video. I don't know what's in any of my fragrances right now. This is really bad. Best I just focus on what the scent smells like, because I don't know the dessert. Obviously, it's a vanilla-based dessert. Vanilla Diorama. It's a very powdery, lightly boozy, chocolatey orange dessert. It does have a sort of small flavour of Feve Delicieus. There is a flavour of it in here, and I think it's tonka. It's because obviously Feve Delicieus is all about the tonka bean, and there has to be something tonkery in here because that's the shared element. It does tonka in the same way, a sort of light, airy but boozy kind of tonka. I find the dry down in this reminds me a little bit of Tonka Imperial from Guerlain, which is a scent I wanted for ages. And when I smelt this, I decided that I'm going to stop pursuing that one and stick with this, because it has sort of best of both worlds of being a bit of Feve, a bit of Tonka Imperial. It has a lovely little orange kick as well, because I mean I do love orange with chocolate. It's soft, it's not too heavy, it's very easy to wear, it's quite enveloping, and it has a very lightly dusted sort of powdery feel about it. It's a very mass appealing, easy to wear gourmand. I just don't get excited about it. I don't think a gourmand in terms of a non-rosy, sweet, fruity gourmand is my kind of thing. I actually forget that I've got it sometimes. I really do. I just don't think it's my usual style of fragrances at all. I do really enjoy it. It doesn't have the sparkle for my taste. So I'm putting that in 9th place. In the 8th spot, I'm keeping it in the same family of style of fragrance here. It is Feve Delicieus. I have a 40ml of this one, and apparently these 40mls have been discontinued, which is a real shame because they are so much more affordable and easy for everybody. It's beautiful, and I do prefer it more than that. I didn't think I did for a long time. In fact, it was only recently I said to my friend Jon Snow, I'm thinking of selling Feve Delicieus. I just don't ever reach for it. I don't need both of these. And he said, don't sell it, Liz. You'll regret it, okay? Don't sell it. So I'm glad I didn't, because I've since sprayed it a few times and realised actually that it is slightly superior in my opinion and in my taste to Vanilla Diorama, because it has something, for me, something slightly sharper. Maybe it's the cherry and the almond. It just gives a bit more of a twang. Oh, and there's lavender in here, isn't there, as well? So there's slightly more of an aromatic twang and a bit of sweetness, which I think I do prefer. But it's very similar, and I'd probably reach for it in the same occasion. This one's slightly more dressy than that one's slightly more relaxing. So there is that difference. but they are kind of similar, but I do prefer Feve. So yes, I am pleased I've kept hold of it. I'm pleased I have this little one, and this is the one out of all of them, the only one I paid full retail for. I phoned up Harrods directly and asked them if they had Feve Delicieus in the 40 mils, and they did. So I ordered it direct from them. That is Feve Delicieus, which in French means delicious bean. So in the 7th place here, I think I've got this right. I hope I'm not going to change my mind. I've decided to put New Look 1947 in 7th place. I do really enjoy this one. This is very specifically a certain season for me though. This is going to be a summer one for me. Yellow and white floral, vanilla. It's a vanillic floral. I know that there is jasmine in here, or do I? There is ylang ylang, or is there? I'll put them on the screen. I'm really rubbish at this. I'll just tell you what I get. I've always thought of this as the scent of a magnolia petal. I don't know if I could pick out a magnolia scent, but I think of the texture of a magnolia petal when I smell this. It has such a smooth, silky vibe, and it kind of is the colour of like a buttery white. That's how I'd colour this. Yeah, like a buttery white kind of colour, like a magnolia colour. That's kind of the colour of this scent, but it's silky and there's a plumpness to it. It's not overly sweet. That vanilla, I think, is bringing a really smooth quality and a very silky quality. There is a hint of something green in here. Quite, yeah, it smells like a stem of a flower, I guess. More exotic smelling. This is more yellow floral exotic to me, but it has such a timeless elegance to it. It's quite mature, not like a powdery mature, just grown up, sort of something a mum would wear, you know, but a classy mum. Unlike a lot of the Dior florals, this is not watery. I get a lot of a wateriness from a lot of Dior. This one is more creamy. Got that creaminess. It makes it slightly thicker, not heavy, but thicker. So it limits when I would personally feel I could just spray it easily, if you know what I mean. But I do love it. So that is New Look 1947, and that is in my 7th spot. This is a watery rose. Rose, obviously rose. I always love a rose. This is one I've always found challenging because of the patchouli. This is Gris Dior. This has always been quite a popular one in the fragrance community, and I still see it popping up in people's videos as one of their favourites, as being one of their favourite elegant signature scents, and I think it is incredibly worthy of that. It's very beautiful, it's very classy smelling. I always wanted to love it because I always smelt this beautiful watery purple rose, or maybe like a lilac-y coloured rose. I think that's probably because of the colour of the juice, but it does smell lilac-y. It's not a pink rose, it's not a red rose, it's watery, and it has this lilac-y quality to it. Because it's so watery and elegant, it's sort of scent you would associate wearing when it's warmer, but that element of patchouli and the oak moss, or something that instantly got right between my temple and gave me instant headache, meant I could never wear it. It was just right there and it was painful. I just always revisited this scent. I had a decant and I'm always revisiting it, re-smelling it. I think my scent palette has matured. My sensitivities have lessened perhaps, and I tried this out just before winter. I suddenly wanted to wear it. I just really wanted Gris Dior in my collection, and I'm so happy that I finally have got it because I'm enjoying it so much. It has to be the colder months because it takes the edge off of that sharpness, and I appreciate the rose more on a cold day, that watery beautiful rose. So I think of Gris Dior as my confident but elegant winter rose. And I'm putting in my 6th spot. So in the 5th spot, I have a Gigantor, one of the bigger bottles. Dioramour. I think this one's still available. I can't actually remember. I'm sure I saw it on the website recently, but I could be wrong. It's a white floral. It has a sort of silky white floral quality. But what I love about this scent so much is that on me, it's so fizzy. It's really fizzy. There are only 3 notes mentioned on Fragrantica. Only 3, and yet I always forget one of them. I know there's jasmine, I know there's powdery notes. I can never remember the 3rd one. It's really annoying. But I've never been a huge jasmine lover. So I don't think it is jasmine-y. It can't be because I wouldn't love it so much. Powdery notes, I've never thought of it as being particularly powdery. I think of it as just so fizzy. There's a slightly sour quality, slightly green quality. Maybe there is a powder puff quality. I mean, there are powdery notes, but I don't think of powder. But I think, well, I think of a powder puff, but not like a dense powder. Like, it's more airy, you know, it's very elevated. I just find it really lovely. I can reach for this very easily any day of the year for work. I always feel quite elegant. I think it's quite mature. I do think it's quite a mature scent. It's not particularly sweet or anything. I always have a hard time describing this one. It's a very timeless kind of a scent, but the floral aspect in here does remind me of New Look, just not quite as dense and creamy, because like I say, it's fizzy. I just think of it as being fizzy. I love that about it. I'm happy I got the huge bottle. Certainly getting through it. A lot of that was decants as well, but I do really enjoy wearing this one. So that is Dioramour. The next one in fourth place. God, I love this one. I don't wear this very often. I don't, but I'm addicted to sniffing it. I'm addicted to wearing it in the evenings. I find it so satisfying. It could be arguably more masculine leaning traditionally, comparing it to other scents in the house. But I just think it's absolutely stunning. So this is Oud Rosewood. Mostly what I get in this is this very sharp rosewood. It's very savoury. It's like freshly chopped. It's so satisfying. Why is it so satisfying to me? Savoury, quite sharp, bold, oudy kind of scent. Very clean, very sparkling, and very classy. It's all about elegant, fizzy, sophisticated woods, if you can imagine that. The savoury quality. There's nothing rosy about it. The rosewood I'm not too familiar with. But there is a pink quality in the scent. There is fruits in here. There is raspberry, I believe. I love a good raspberry note. It's not fruity. I mean, you wouldn't sniff this and think, oh god, this is fruity. But there is certainly an element that makes this not as dense or as dry as a fully woody scent would be. Like both rustic woods and pure elegance. It's like if a lumberjack was in a Dior suit. A lumberjack in a Dior suit, I don't know. It's just stunning. I love it. It's in fourth place. I don't wear it that often. All my favourite scents, I wear the least. All my most favourite scents that I have a bit of a connection with, a special connection, I wear the least. It's just the way it is. I want to savour them. I want to treasure them. I want to keep them. I don't want to waste them or associate the memory of wearing them with something other than something special. So that's how it is with Oud Rosewood. So I don't wear it as often as the others, but I do absolutely love it. So that is my number 4. That's Oud Rosewood. So my number 3 scent here is actually my most recent purchase from the Maison Dior Collection. So it's another Gigantor. This one is Rouge Trafalgar. Easy reach for me. I mean, this is the 250ml, and I've got no problem, you know, overusing this one. Not just because it's a big bottle, but because of the style of scent that it is. I can spray and spray and spray this one. It doesn't ever get too heavy. It just gives you, you know, more of it around you. It's quite a watery scent, but it's such a beautiful everyday reach. So Rouge Trafalgar is just a red fruity berry, watery berry musk fragrance. It's not too musky because I don't like a very musky scent, but the musk in here really does balance out these very watery fruits. It gives them a kick up the arse and gives them a bit of grip. Just a really quick short story. I didn't expect to have Rouge Trafalgar in this collection, especially one this big, but I actually did buy Rouge Trafalgar 2 years ago. When it first launched, I did an unboxing and I had a little 40ml of it. And back then I didn't really wear things properly. I didn't hang around to see, you know, the full wearing and what I was getting. I sprayed it a few times with this idea in my head that it was going to be this full, punchy fruit burst. Still remember that day when I sprayed it and thought, I don't get anything. I just get the hint of a musk. I don't get anything. I was so disappointed that I just put it on eBay straight away and sold it. It was really impulsive. It was an impulsive buy and an impulsive sale. And I forgot all about it. A girl at work has really got into her fragrances. She really is enjoying her fragrance collection as well, and she bought this fragrance and she wore it one day and I said, oh my god, you smell really pretty, or a lovely scent. I said, you smell rosy, what is it? And she told me what it was. I said, oh oh, okay, well, I guess I'm not an osmic to it then. And she gave me a sample and I tried it on myself, and oh, this beautiful scent like I hadn't smelt before. And I jumped straight onto eBay and thought, no, I've got to have this. This is so perfect for me. And I got this bottle, and this bottle was only slightly more expensive than having a 125ml. I'm so happy to get this. Let's give it a spray, actually. sprayers are lovely on these Dior bottles. So it's very sweet. I get such a lovely, twinkly, sweet red berry. I can't remember exactly what the red berries are. I think there's a few different types in here, but it's sweet and there's a bit of a tartness to it as well. So it's a lovely balance of both. But what I get is a lot of a wateriness behind the berries. They're definitely dewy berries or berries in water. They give me this rosy feel, a tangy, fruity berry rose. And obviously I love that. That's exactly up my street. As this dries down, you get more of the musk, a fizzy, sparkling, kind of fuzzy musk. Very pleasing, easy grab and go, sweet berry, musky fragrance, very sparkling, very watery. And it's just, yeah, it's easy, it's beautiful. I reach for this anytime, anytime, and it smells really beautiful. So that is Rouge Trafalgar, and that is my number 3. So my last 2 fragrances, or my top 2 ranking fragrances, are my first 2 ever Maison Christian Dior. So I have a love and association and a fondness and experience of wearing them and memories attached to them. The number 2 spot is one I usually layer with one of my favourite fragrances, but on its own it's still really pretty. My number 2 spot is a pretty ethereal light green juice and it is Lucky. And I do really love the colour. You can't see it very well here, but it's such a pretty green tinged water. So Lucky is a lily of the valley focused fragrance. It's light and ethereal and very, very simple. It's almost like just a splash on Lily of the Valley water. Lily of the Valley can be quite heady or too soapy. In here, it's that Dior watery way. It does have a musk, which on me just doesn't really, I don't notice the musk at all. If you didn't have a musk in this, I think it would just fly away and you wouldn't really get much scent, just to give it a bit of grip and a bit of substance. But I like that this Lily of the Valley is so watery and ethereal. I like that it's just clean and it is easy and it's pretty and just elegant and very easy to layer. I find it very fantasy, you know, it's got that green, like I say, ethereal, kind of that angelic quality to it. But it is very, very simple. I've read that Christian Dior was quite a superstitious man, so his favourite flower is Lily of the Valley. And he would pin a sprig of Lily of the Valley to the clothes as they walk down the catwalk for luck. That is why he is called this fragrance Lucky. This is my number 2 scent. It's lovely and clean and pretty and beautiful. So which one have I crowned number 1, which is my top ranking Maison Dior? Well, of course, it is going to be a rose-based fragrance. It's my first ever Maison Dior, so it is kind of special, and it was always exciting that I had this very posh, you know, one of the private collection of Dior, really exciting. But I've always loved it, and it's very, very me, very rosy, very sweet. It is, of course, Le Colle Noir. Now, considering it is my favourite scent from the House of Dior, you'd think there'd be a lot more missing. It's that same thing. When I love a fragrance too much, I just stop wearing it because I'm scared to know when to wear it and when to make it special. She's a pink, fruity, sweet, elegant, slightly green rose. Done. Perfect. Definitely a pink rose in here. Definitely a pink rose. It's a watery rose. It has that watery, refreshing sort of splash feeling about it. It's got just enough sweetness, and the sweetness is definitely from a raspberry. Definitely that raspberry scent again. I think there is lemon in here, and I do get a clean twang, like a lemony clean twang. It's just a hint, like at the edge of the petal. It just has that lovely Dior quality about it. It's very elegant. I've always thought of a lady of the manor wearing, you know, maybe a pink rose in her hat and out doing the gardening. It's very graceful and pretty. So of all the qualities I enjoy from all of my Diors, it's collectively the middle ground, the best one, the one that has a bit of everything that I love. There is a bit of a stemmy feel to this one. Not everyone loves a green quality in their fragrances. There is a hint of something stemmy, but I think it's balanced with the sweetness of the berry. Even though it is a watery rose, I feel like it's finished with sort of a silky, elegant feeling, you know. Definitely more day wear than evening. I say it's quite light, it's quite vibrant and fruity and watery, so it's definitely more day wear. So my number 1 is Colle Noir. So there we have my entire Maison Dior collection. My goodness. Ranking obviously top to bottom, bottom to top. Really hope you enjoyed the video. It was nice to get a video done finally. If you've got a Maison Dior, which one is your favourite? Let me know. That's all. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Over and out.